Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'm here today with another project for the mystery swap hosted by Tamika, who's Tamika Sending Smiles. And this week is going to be a Polaroid shaker. Okay, so for this one we are going to use a pocket sleeve. So go ahead and prep that. Just cut one off. It doesn't matter which one. We are going to seal it with either hot glue or clear transparent tape, or if you have a fuse tool you can use that, but we're just going to do it quickly. Okay, so we prep that pocket. We're going to leave that over to the side. Let's get our paper. We're going to cut two pieces at 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. So obviously you're going to need your shaker mix. The shaker mix I'm using today is from Kim Murray, who is Salty Beach Scrapper, and this was from a couple years ago, a spring shaker mix swap. So that's the mix we're using today. Well, I'm using today. Alright, so 2 1/4. You need two pieces, 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. Now you need to decide which one you're going to have as the front of your frame. So I'm debating between the plaid and the polka dots, but I think I'm going to go with the polka dots. They're going to be easier. So on the back of the side that you want showing, so I want my purple showing, so that needs to be face down. Go ahead and take your ruler and a pencil and mark off 1/4 of an inch on the left, right, and top. Again, this is the back, so you're not going to see this. And on the bottom, you're going to mark off 3/4 of an inch. Okay. And what I learned from this one, when you cut out your rectangle, make sure your pieces match, because on one of them I did 3/4 of an inch and the other one I don't know what measurement I did, and they didn't match. And I didn't realize it until I had put everything together and I had to take it apart and cut it. It wasn't a big deal, but it's easier to do it right. Okay, so 1/4 of an inch on the left, right, and top, and on the bottom 3/4 of an inch. And you're going to cut out that square. However easy it is for you, use your paper trimmer, use your X-Acto knife, your scissors, combination of all of them. That's what I'm going to do. You can save your square if you want to. A tiny little bit of overcut is not going to hurt your project. Just makes it so your corners actually come out nicely. There we go. Okay. Super cute. Your next one. Okay, and you're going to need your 1/4 of an inch score tape, your foam tape, you know, just your normal shaker stuff. But the great part about using a pocket letter sleeve pocket, when you're putting your foam down, you do not have to be precise, because nothing's going to fall out. I'm just cleaning that up a little bit. Right. All right. Again, we're working on our back. We're going to go ahead and get our, oh, it's right there, our 1/4 inch score tape. And on one of them, on the back, I am going to tape down the perimeter. If you accidentally put your tape on the front, well, now that becomes your back. And you'll just erase your pencil marks. Alright, so for the tape, I am placing it here. And I'm out. And here. Okay, let's prep the other piece. That is going to be with our foam tape. Again, you do not have to be 100% precise with this, because nothing is going to, none of our shaker parts are going to fall out because they're in a pocket. Well, they will be in a pocket. So just get it on there. You don't even have to do long strips like this if you don't want to, because we are not worried about shaker pieces falling out. We are just using this for height, so that way your card has that shaker effect. Okay, and down here at the bottom. Okay. There we go. Alright, so we're all prepped and ready to go. Now let's prep our pocket. So you're going to take your pocket. Now, there are a couple ways that you can do this, okay? You can have the shaker go all the way down to the bottom if you want. I didn't want that, and so I actually cut mine down. I cut my pocket down just a little bit. Well, first I'm going to clean up these edges, because I don't want these edges to go past my frame. Okay, so there we go. So obviously it's bigger than your frame, so you are going to have to cut it down, you know, once or twice. So let's take this piece. I'm going to cut it to 2 1/4. Yes, it cuts off one of the sides. That's fine. We're going to seal it. And then I'm going to cut it. Sorry, these little pieces are everywhere. To roughly a little bit more than 1/4 inch past my opening. So you can measure it with a ruler or do it this way. Make sure my sealed edge is on top, just because that just makes it a little bit easier. And I'm going to mark it with a Sharpie. I just had a Sharpie. Okay. Well, whatever. I'm going to cut mine about here. Okay. No precise measurement. And I'm going to cut just slightly a little bit more off, just so I know that it's going to fit and not go over my frame. Okay? So that's what I'm doing. I want it a little bit more. I want it a little bit shorter. But you need to leave enough that you can have your 1/4 inch tape. You know, it kind of covers some of it. Alright. Okay, so you can seal it a couple different ways. If you have hot glue, the transparent tape, the fuse tool. You can do all of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you both with hot glue and with the clear tape. So hot glue, you're going to carefully lift your side. Be careful not to touch your pocket with the metal side of your hot glue because it will melt it. Alright, so let it cool for a second and squish it down. You're not worried about how pretty it looks or anything like this because it's going to get covered. But you do want to make sure that the whole side is sealed. Mine is not, so I'm just going to add the hot glue here. This is where you definitely want to make sure it's sealed so your shaker parts don't come out. Okay, so mine's sealed. You can make it pretty if you want, like cutting off all this extra. I'm not going to because you're just going to cover it up. Alright, so now what we're going to do is fill in our shaker. I'm using half a teaspoon. And I'm going to take the transparent tape, making sure my piece is as long as the side, and covering it up. Making sure that you don't go too far down because you need your frame to cover up the tape. This is the quickest and easiest method. I probably will not be using the hot glue anymore. I'm just going to use the transparent tape. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and peel off our tape backing. This piece was from the hard roll that the backing does not like to come off. So I try not to use this roll of tape. See how the other one just easily comes off? But you saw me run out, so I had to use that one. And that one doesn't like to come off. There we go. Make sure you don't have any overhang tape on your frame. Perfect. And you're just going to line this up to where it is covered. Okay. Perfect. Shake all your shaker bits to the top. Some of the thicker ones, you know, they don't like to shake nicely, but there we go. Take all your foam tape. Now I just taped the perimeter. I did not tape or foam tape the middle there. And you're going to just line it up, sandwich it in. If you overthink it, you're not going to be able to do it. Just lay it down. Perfect. And then just add your little decorations or your word saying, whatever you want, and you have a perfect shaker. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.